Cool. So, just doing some cleanup. I'm gonna continue with the cleanup. Here, okay, good. So let's see what Split was trying to do. Split visitor. This is good to do though. Hold on, let me check that. This is oh my gosh. So wait, what if we do mm-hmm. Whoops. So essentially, we're creating a single closure instead of creating two closures. But the other thing is that if apply here were to have a variant where uh, where t context allows a ref struct and this is an in parameter, then we could make this a read-only ref struct, and then we wouldn't even have an allocation. There's definitely something here. Wow. Um, okay. Let's make a note for that. Um, do one more thing. So I forget if this is a if you're allowed to. I don't think you are. Yeah, it's mad now, and that's a good thing too, probably because we don't want. So if the person is just if the caller is just looking at the interface, like I wouldn't create a struct necessarily in those cases, because especially if I have a large struct for my context, like if I have a lot of closing I need to do. So yeah, but that's a this is a good one. This is a good one. I think that I can do that in a lot of places. Overall, though, what I was really trying to slow down and look at is what does this do? Not what does this do? I get what it does, but is this necessary? I know I'm not using it anywhere, which is kind of neat. But oh, well, maybe I actually just forgot like maybe I was gonna use it and forgot in here because I have this method that's doing like uh, oh, not here in to-do list service. So come on, just here, convert iterator. Yeah, because these are actions that are happening over here. What was the split overload? What did it look like? Ah, this is on a query result of either. But this is a query result of either. So it's that, yeah, wow. Hmm. So if I was really pedantic about this, what I would be doing is um, query result node dot select left um, calendar event yields this either dot left right, and I'll just do exception or something here, and then here. Oh, well, that's actually really frustrating. Oh, all right. So, um, here we go. So then it would be, this is now either of either. Yeah. Wow. Selected dot, um, try get left of our element dot try get left. Uh, body or parse error. Actually, I'm going to want either one. So this is now going to be element dot apply, just like I did down below. Is there a context? The context is the builder. Okay, good. So left dot apply. All right, wait, what was left here? I was just giving it a name. Um, body or parse error. Here we got an apply, and this would be body, comma, context. Um, so this is the case where we have a body. So context dot to do type of context. That's okay. And then parse error context yields parse error. And then context is the context from the previous call. Okay, and so now, so that was the left side, and the right side is translation error context. And that's going to yield um, translation errors. Let's add translation error. And then here we're going to pass in the builder. And what's returned is nothings. That makes this whole thing a bummer. Yeah. So it should have enough. Yeah, okay. Oh, but here's something interesting. So regardless of this point, we still need to be recording this timestamp. So here, yeah, we'd kind of be doing it twice. Unless I did, this isn't worse. So like here I could say if, oh, but I've left, okay, I've lost track of the calendar event though. All right, all that. So my conclusion here is that despite there's probably a use case for this. However, this is not so novel that I think I'm gonna forget to do it or how to do it or that it's an option. And I don't yeah, I don't think it's worth doing right now. So I'm just gonna nix it. Okay, to enumerable. I, I think I've mentioned this. Oh, right. No, so yeah, basically, query results are more expressive. That's just their nature. That's the intent. So there's really not a good way to enumerate and then have the error, or to have an enumerable and have it once you encounter an error, and then you don't know that there's an error until you're at the end of the query result, which is also the intent. It's the only way it can work. Um, so I think this is just actually was just a bad idea to even attempt. Um, there's another two enumerable. Okay, committed yet. So here we go. Error select. Fascinating. Yeah, I mean, this is good to have for sure. I wish I didn't have to create so many objects to do it. But I should port this, so we'll do that. So many, so much code. Oh wow. What was the difference between these? Oh, this was the old. Yeah. Do you really like this method name? I'm not sure that I do. Asked me. Good point. This is probably really helpful. Let me, yeah, so what I had to do here was like, you say my my result dot of type dot invoke and then the type that you want. But I've put this on this stream before. So this is what I'm playing with, basically. So, or the larger idea was to have something public static class type, and now this needs to be system dot type or something. System type. Why is this mad? Okay. Yeah. Etc. I'm not gonna fix all these problems here. They're all just related to this namespace thing because I added a thing here. So um, public static type of t. And so return a new type of t type of t. And it's a little bit uh, nice, a little bit play on words, all this stuff. Um, but the idea is you can say type, instead of saying type of string, and you get something that's type, you can say type dot of string, and this is going to be a type of string. So you get the string follows you. Uh, and so then if you have an extension method, um, T1, T2, this T1, uh, then new, say something of new object or whatever. Well, we don't have type inference. We don't know what T2 is supposed to be. Let's say, let's return it to T2. And, but if we use type of T2 here, now we can actually just say type of string, for example. So the T1 now is inferred, and the T2 isn't inferred. Like we're having to be specific about it. This second parameter serves no other purpose than to give us the quote unquote type inference. So it's not being inferred, but it lets us only have to specify those that couldn't be inferred. Um, and so similar here with these extensions, um, wherever those went, I could have an of type extension, t value start, t error, and then t comma t value end. It takes in a query result of start and error, value start and error, and then a type of t value end. And that way we infer the first two parameters, and you only have to specify the last parameter. And in of type variants, like in enumerables, you have to specify that. So it's like no additional burden is being added to the caller. So I think it's a reasonable solution, but I'm not using it anywhere right now. I just don't remember if I'm not using it because the syntax was burdensome, or if I'm not using it because I truly didn't need to do any of these casting kind of things or where casts or whatever. So that's I'm making the note, but I'm going to delete the code because the code is not complicated. I can reproduce it if I need to, and I'd much rather just have things be cleaned up at the moment. Great. And so the answer to this to do here is yes, there is something I can do. We just talked about it. I'm glad I don't end up using this. Okay. I do have a two query result over here. Well, I wrote that for my test code. Where's this being used? What? Oh, unit test for the to-do list service. Neat. Oh, this is really bad though. Um, yeah, I did this from IEnumerable. What I did most recently was I took a read-only list because this enumerator being mutable means that you can't iterate through the query result twice. This is really bad. And it also has the issue we were just doing with distinct by yesterday. That the enumerator we aren't storing what happened. Um, yeah, yeah, that's bad, very bad. I'm gonna keep it for a moment because I'm just cleaning up dead code. But this definitely, uh, I need to. Well, probably this test code isn't actually relevant anymore. I need to write proper tests in the to-do list service. But regardless, I need to move those tests if they still need this type of thing to use the new extension. And it is still test code, so that's nice, but it's giving more credence to the idea that this extension belongs in core instead of some test project. Okay. And cat is still being called. Where? Another unit test one. Oh, wonderful. I can just delete this. That's probably what I should have done. Let's check this. Nice. Yeah. Great. This isn't being called. Good. Oh, visitors being called from two places though. One of which is up here. Okay, so are there any to-dos in here? What if there was an error in first and second? And I did handle that in my new implementation. Great. Cool. Let's get rid of it. Obsolete. So relic. Wonderful. All this code going away. Distinct by, also not called, and then to-dos. So good. Okay. Now let's see if there's any new dead code in here. I don't think there will be. Most of the stuff's pretty self-contained. Like it's got a few things that all work together, but those don't really relate to other stuff. Um, yeah, we're already on error select. This is all maybe cleaned up now, but look how much bigger this scroll bar is. This is great. Okay, what in the world is an I as a URI path? Use it in a lot of places. Okay, HTTP client, fine. Yeah, I just pick something and do it. Um, yeah, this is why is this still in use? Where is this still in use? Dispatch async. What's this? 672 right here. 625 is within itself. I think this is mutually recursive and no longer in use. This is a lot of code to be getting rid of. That would be so cool though. Let's just get. Do I have anything pending? Oh, I think I said. Oh wow. Okay, let me undo this though, because I want to check if there's any to-dos. Sure, but if it's the only place that's used, then we don't actually need that at the moment. Wow, crazy. So now, how much is this getting used? This is still two references, 460 and 580. Yeah, okay. Okay. This is a lot better. I think I might have skipped one giant commented out block though. Let me, no, I guess not. Okay, good. So I think deleting that visitor might result in some of this not really being used now. Let's go back to that. Yeah, still used. Okay. Yeah. Does this use any of the old query result stuff? Let me do that to say that different. Where is this getting used? Within here. That's it. Wait, so then it's like error select thing. This query. Oh, wow. Okay. Is this another one of these? All right. That took a lot of references away. So is this now used? So this isn't used anywhere now. I'm understanding that, right? Cool. So let's go through the to-dos then. The answer to this is no, because it gives the wrong impression. So my question here was, there's two kinds of query results. There are query results that don't have an error and query results that do have an error. And that's true, but um, you can't know which type it is until you've gotten to the end of the query result, because that's when the error occurs. And so the type not being able to be known up front can't be modeled that way. Unless you want to enumerate the whole thing in order to return the first instance, and we don't want that. We want to allow a huge part of query results is allowing accounting for paging. So we want you to be able to get the first page and then get the next page, and maybe getting the third page had an error, but you got the first two pages. We don't want you to have to traverse all of it. And this is also cases where it's like, cool, I want the first five. I don't care about the rest or something. And so you maybe don't even need the next page or whatever. Um, yeah, so we don't want to have to traverse everything, get it all in memory just to know if an error occurred. Um, Yeah, so that's the answer to this. This to do, the answer here was no. I'm using left map exception, right map exception, etc., instead of just like generally saying any exception. It's the same for each of those. Okay, this value needs to be realized for the first element. Result since the first element is query result is the same object as the one returned. This means it was like, yeah. Um, so this is fixed because now I have query result and query result node. So the query result has a property for the nodes. So if you call like where, we're going to give you a query result, even though the nodes is just potential at that moment. Um, so yeah, this should be fine. By using tasks here. Yeah, abstract type has just turned out to be the right way as far as I can tell. Um, it's just so similar to how Link is using like the compiler generated enumerators. There's probably a better way overall or something that like revamps all of the thinking here. But I haven't figured out that revamping, and that's like nothing's coming to mind, and so I'm not about to go and dig that deep into something where I don't even have an idea of where to start, or that I even have an idea that I even should start. Cool. So that's all of them. That's all the to-dos. We don't have any other things in here. The scroll bar is so big. Beautiful. So select async. I did finish that, then I would have, oh, I've got these two. I think I had some idea of what I wanted to do for so at least scan and tell you the best way to handle it. For example, most of the others appear up on top of an async unsafe implementation that allows ref structs that takes context by reference. Else. Okay, so I'm kind of at the point with this now. Like I need async, and I actually made the note just earlier today that I can avoid these closures and stuff if I have if context um, on apply allows ref struct and has an end parameter. So like I'm here. These are the same ideas as is written here. So the question is, can mixins handle the other cases? Okay, so let's have to go back to the picture. Using fx.either. Okay, so public static either left or right. This is what I actually want. All right, so I'm going to need to pull this in here. So new either, and it's going to be one of these. But the idea was async unsafe allows ref struct context by reference or in. I'm going to do in for now. The context allows ref struct. Hmm. Oh, ref string. Sorry. Fine. Good golly. What did I just do? Add a new project. Sure, it might as well be a test project. All right, we need 9. And then have either playground in here. And I think we'll be good now. Okay. So the point is though, from here, if you're able to implement this, we can do this. Oh, it was async and unsafe. Which means I need to do like allow unsafe in here or something. Hmm? All right, fine. All right. So this should be able to just say either dot plot, left map, right map, context, dot get awaiter. Whoa, by async, dot get awaiter, dot get result. Figure out that's good, get result. Great. So the mixin comes in public interface. I knew either strict mixin. I'm just gonna call strict mixin the thing we currently have, or it's got none of that stuff. And so public sealed class strict. I knew either strict mixin, T left, T right, uh, T left, T right. So the idea being it can't implement async or something, or it's not unsafe. Actually, so what happens if it's I either? I knew either T left, T right. It's not marked unsafe. It'll get marked unsafe if this has unsafe code. So that's actually okay then. Unsafe's fine. So then, yeah, it is something like, what if we can't have async? Okay, it's actually gonna. Oh, strict apply. Okay, so let's just, for the sake of argument, we've got an instrumented either. It only, it can't really do this because it wants to keep track of all the contexts. So it's really a new either strict mix-in, T left, T right. And this will be perfectly happy to do the exact same code. Either dot, actually it won't, yeah, because this it doesn't allow ref structs. No, that's not why. Why doesn't this work? Good, okay. Dot, zero false, dot get awaited, dot get result. Okay, and there's no, so this is actually the kernel implementation. This doesn't have a way to actually get implemented. At least as far as I can see. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, or what to even explore. The neighbor's dog is just barking like crazy. So this can't be an either, is the answer to this. So you can just remove this. We're good. We're good here. And we can have a strict apply on top. However, once we've done this, right, like there's no like would play with an instrumented either like string int or something. And so now we're not going to have either dot select, for example. Um, and I guess that's the it's the same issue. So public sealed class new either wrapper t left t right I new either t left t right. We do this. Whoops. Just public knew either wrapper with an I knew either strict mixing. It's dot strict either dot dot strict apply left map right map. Yeah, I mean we're not gonna be able to do it for obvious reasons. Um, so so what does this do? This is an I. This is an either. Basically, does it do I really end up where for each of these variations I need to implement all of the extensions and stuff? This mixins took me like years to figure out to make it work. And so I have a feeling there's a way for this to work, but I'm just not seeing it. Like I haven't played with enough things and tried enough wrong things to really figure it out. So like I'm trying to think it through with the dog in my ear, and I can't really think clearly on a way that this might work. Because like so basically to get the existing extensions, you have to be a new either, which means you'd have to have the apply async. And here it just can't implement apply async. So it could get, you know, it's really all about the type safety aspect. Maybe I just need T4 templates or something. Maybe I do need all of those variations. Um, and I just need T4 templates. Actually, that's the other thing too, though. So, um, like for example, let's say I have a public static, whatever. Let's pull select out. Yeah, sure, select left, whatever. Uh, so this is new either. So this isn't going to be a mix in anymore. This is just going to be straight up an either. Um, so if we were to have the, this is strict here. So if we were to have the other one, it would be new either, and this would be a task, and this would be uh, where the context implements allows extra, and this would be in. And now we could say return either dot fly async left math right math. Okay, etc. But the point I'm looking to illustrate here is Oh, okay. Sorry, I finally remembered the point I was trying to illustrate. Um, what I'm trying to illustrate is I've got a foo here, and I say foo dot select left. Um, First of all, I guess that's ambiguous. No, it takes two. I didn't want this context anyway. Okay, so now it's ambiguous. I'll get there. Okay, finally got there. It's ambiguous. Um, but let's just say this is strict select left, strict select left, and this is async select left. So now I can make it as ambiguous as I want. Okay. Um, task await, await false. Lovely. So now we have this result, but it's an I knew either. So, and even if we do better than that, no. So knew either is may as well say I knew either async. Okay. Now it's a new either async. We've lost track of the fact that it might be a strict. So that means that then all of the extensions in here are going to need to do checks for the other interface variants. Or we need a way for this to return the result. And I haven't found a way to do that yet. Um, you instrumented either t left to t right to this dot either dot create left from left. Left to right. Yep, that's exactly the problem. This needs to be typed. The caller doesn't know the type of this thing. The implementer does. So if I was to write this more accurately, it would be like this. How can we separate this from this? This work? I don't think it's gonna work. We're gonna need, so, okay, so this is gonna have another name for it. It's a factory, so T factory create. So fine, this is a bar of instrumented either. Returns the instrumented either. But the caller of this needs to know that it's got a create left and a create right. So public interface I factory. Uh, uh-huh. But we don't really want this. We want a T either. Okay. So now T either doesn't get to leverage T left and T. I don't know. I've basically gone down this dead end road before, so I don't think I've got it stashed somewhere or something. Whatever. It's a tough one. What was I even trying to accomplish? Yeah, how to do these asyncs. Yeah, I don't know.